I want to show you how to set up hosting and link your domain name to your hosting services so that people can actually see your site on the internet. The site I'll be working on today is fightbackquotes.com. Don't worry, I just made this up, so it's not an actual site. Go on the site now. You will see that this is just a template. I bought the name from Namecheap.com. So this is just the template of Namecheap. There's nothing there. What we need to do is, on your hosting provider platform, they will do this for you. Once you bought the hosting with them, they will actually provide a way for you to manage the hosting. So my hosting provider is 20hi.com. So they've added this for me, fightbackquotes.com. You just need to log in to your hosting provider's dashboard. This interface might be different. It's always different from hosting to hosting, but it's the same procedure you are going to follow. So what we need to do now, I will go to manage. Once that is loaded, what we are doing here is we want to find the name servers for this hosting provider. For this hosting provider, you can easily find the name server when you scroll down, and most of the hosting providers are like this as well. So don't worry if this interface is different from your own hosting provider. This hosting provider is showing here that the website is not linked to their name server yet. So what we need to do, they've provided the name servers that we need to use. So we have to copy this name server. It's always in this format: ns1.yourhostingprovidername.com or .co.uk, depends on your hosting provider. So make sure you find out what the name servers for your hosting providers are. They normally have two name servers. That's the minimum: primary name server and secondary name server. But don't worry about that. What is important is you need two name servers from your hosting providers. So once you know what the name servers are, then go back to where you buy your domain name. Now you need to look for custom DNS settings. Don't worry if your interface is not like this. In case you are not using Namecheap, you are using Bluehost, you are using GoDaddy, you are using SiteGround, it's the same procedure. Find where it says custom DNS or DNS settings. I need to change this to custom DNS. So I will click on custom DNS. Once I click on custom DNS, it will have two input feed available for you: primary name server and secondary name server. Now let's go back to our hosting provider dashboard and copy their name server. I'm going to copy the first one, then paste it as name server 1. Paste. Then I copy the second one, and paste it as name server 2. These two name servers are very important, but you can add more. What I will do is go on and add more because they've provided more name servers for us. You don't have to do this. This is optional. So I will go on and add more. Once that is done, we just need to save it. Now we have our name server saved. This will take up to 12 to 24 hours to propagate before it starts taking effect. But sometimes it might take effect instantly, but I will say wait for at least 12 hours for it to take effect. Now, if we go back to our hosting providers, refreshing this page now, we can say that that message is no more there. That means this has taken effect instantly. Sometimes it doesn't take effect instantly. You have to wait at least 12 hours. But in this scenario, it has taken effect instantly. So if I go back to that website now, let me refresh the website. After refreshing the page, you can see that we still have the old website there. So you might need to wait for at least 12 hours for this to actually take effect. But another tools that I use to verify this is what's my DNS.net. Let me just go to what's my DNS. You just need to type the domain name you want to check, and this will actually tell you what's happening. Now, this will tell you what is happening. You can see that in some country it is taking effect, in some country it's still waiting to take effect. So you just need to wait till everything is green. So I use this tool sometimes to check what is happening. This is the IP address of our hosting provider. We just need to wait for about 12 to 24 hours and let everything turn to green and come back to it. So that's how you link your domain name to your hosting provider. The key point here is you need to change the name server, especially if you bought your domain name from somewhere else and you bought your hosting service from another place, and this is mostly the case. So you just need to change the name server to the hosting provider's name servers. After 30 minutes, the DNS is now updated. Our site is now ready to go. One thing I need to mention though is that you need to be careful when doing this. Always communicate with clients. This scenario only applies to a new site. If your site is already in existence, don't just change DNS, because your client might be using emails that is attached to their domain name providers. If the domain name providers are providing the email for them, changing the DNS will stop them from receiving email. So there are other ways to point your domain name to your hosting providers. You can use a record, you can use CNAME. So that is another topic on its own. The point here is always carry your clients along so that your clients don't stop receiving their email. This applies to new websites alone. Thanks for watching.